So this guy was a contestant named Out of the Box on Mr. Beast games, and he has 10 facts that Mr. Beast doesn't want you to know, I guess.
1,000 contestants were so excited that they made it to the show, they stormed the $5 million pyramid cash pile. Security couldn't stop everyone. This summer, I was player 892 on the Amazon Prime TV show Beast Games, and here's 10 wild things
Bro
that
made it
happened
far.
on set that Mr. Beast himself didn't want you to see. Starting in at number 10, a guy actually proposed to his girlfriend in episode 1. So basically what
That's
happens
awesome.
is, before we even start
Super
the
wholesome.
competition,
This in getting pregnant, which one wins though? Is the one that the family that got pregnant win, or does the guy that got engaged win? Which is better, personally, bringing a life into the world or uniting two lives as one? That's a philosophical question. Depends on position, I guess. POV.
Jimmy brings out $1 million in bags, dumps it out on the stage, and says, if anybody's willing to self-eliminate, you can split the $1 million evenly. Now, a lot of people ended up taking that bribe. They got the $1 million. And when Jimmy walks over to start interviewing all the contestants that self-eliminated to ask why they did it, one guy in particular asked for the microphone, ends up walking over to a particular pillar, gets down on one knee, and ends up popping the question to his girlfriend, who happened to be in the competition as well. They become engaged, and we all cheer like absolute crazy. I really thought that was going to make the final cut, but for whatever reason, Mr. Beast decided he didn't want it in the TV show.
I think he really doesn't like love. I think Mr. Beast, Jimmy Donaldson, hates love because he's evil. Mr. Beast, 6,000. That's like the devil's number.
Coming in at number 9, Daphne screaming out, "Remember your dream!" Now, we all know on set what happened. You guys didn't see it. In episode 4, Daphne's villain arc starts to come out when we're doing a blindfolded time game where we have to drop a red ball before 10 minutes is up, and the closest people to 10 minutes get a ticket to go to Beast Island. Now, Daphne couldn't keep track of the time in her head, so instead she decided she wanted to sabotage other players. She starts screaming out 52, 46, 14, 8, 9, just different numbers to try to screw people's count up, and it worked. A lot of people got really upset. Now, you guys saw that part, but what you didn't see is in the next game when we had to give 100 coins to Jeremy before he made his final pick. Daphne's actually in the corner talking to Tariq, and she ends up screaming, "Don't forget your dream! Don't forget your dream!" which was like the funniest thing. We thought it was going to be a meme. They ended up editing it out of the show, and for context, what happened is Jeremy actually talks
so
to
confused
Daphne
on what he's talking about.
at the Beast Cafe during the daytime before we were even filming. It says, "Hey Daphne, I had a dream that you made it to the Beast Island," because we all knew that's what we were working towards. So for whatever reason, a big disconnect happened. Daphne's villain arc started to come out, and then that night she started screaming, "Don't forget your dream," insinuating what he referenced earlier at the Beast Cafe, and I think that's what actually made him change his mind on who he was going to give the golden ticket to, which is why all of us were so shook and like, why did he give her that ticket? That's insane. But "Don't forget your dream" was actually just cut out of the episode completely.
Yeah, I'm super confused on what's happening here. Maybe I missed some exposition. I haven't watched this episode yet. Maybe I'm spoiling it for me, but I'm very confused on this one.
So you guys never even got to see it. Coming in at number 8, old man strips down naked and slides down a pile of 5 million real dollars. I am not even kidding. This actually happened.
Proof or it didn't happen. Proof or it didn't happen. Proof.
So going back to episode 1, we see that everybody in vertical rows are on teams. Jimmy does this game where somebody in your row has to self-eliminate to save every other player in that row. Now, the interesting part is in the very furthest over row, there's an older gentleman who is in the game. He decides to do something very selfless. He presses the button, he eliminates himself, and he saves every single person in that row. That's what you guys saw. But what you didn't see is when it was all said and done, this man really took off his jersey, took off his pants, took off everything except for his tidy whities, went woo, and was swinging his jersey above his head, running around the entire set, ran up, got on top of the $5 million money pyramid. Yeah! This was like a 10-15 minute ordeal. This man was living it up and partying like a rock star. Ends up, security comes over because it's $5 million real dollars. Like, they really don't want people touching it because
Yeah, I've heard that it's not 5 million real dollars multiple times. I've heard that people tried to steal it, and Jimmy like confirmed that it's not money. I don't know if he's signed an NDA that says he can't say that it's fake money, but why the hell would he actually put 5 million real dollars there? Like, you would have to be next level stupid. You can't tell on camera. Why would you do it? There's no reason to do it. There's just zero reason.
you know, liabilities, whatever. They don't want things stolen. But this man ends up sliding down the front side of the pyramid in his tidy whities before he's finally brought all the way back, escorted
Had to
back
hurt,
to his
too.
pillar to get dropped down the chute. It was really funny. And actually, when he was getting dropped, he never even put his clothes back on. He was woo, and they had the camera on him. They ended up editing it out probably
Makes sense.
because like it was indecent exposure or something. I'm not really sure, but obviously I can kind of see why they edit that out, but that was hilarious. Coming in at number 7, contestants who were never allowed to know what time it was on the show. This started back in Vegas and went all the way through the time I was there. I have no idea why. They never explained why. Obviously, you guys know we didn't have our cell phones. We had no access to TV, music, any form of entertainment, not even a radio, nothing. But the weirdest part is that they never told us what time it is. You went up and asked any producer, cameraman, guard, or Mr. Beast team, anybody, and you said, hey, do you know what time it is by chance? They'd be like, oh, sorry, I'm not sure. But they're clearly wearing a watch. They're clearly on their phone. Like, you know what time it is. They would never actually say.
That's so stupid. I've always thought that was stupid. Why wouldn't you be able to know the time? How does that really affect the challenges? There's multiple challenges where I've seen, oh my gosh, nobody told me that the freaking thing was so damn quiet this whole time. It was at negative 22 decibels. Could you guys even hear the video? What?
I'm not allowed to tell you what time it is, but they would never tell you what time it was. Coming in at number 5, they never tell the full set of rules on the TV show. Now, I did touch on this in my episode 1 reaction video. If you haven't seen that, you can go watch it next. I'll make sure that it's linked somewhere on the screen. But regardless, 2 that come to mind immediately. I got a lot of questions in the episode 3 when we were in those red cubes. A lot of people were like, Andrew, why didn't you guys just ask for money? Like, you could self-eliminate, take a bunch of cash with you. Duh. Well, here's the thing. We did think of that. We picked up the red phone that said, ask me for anything. We were like, hey, could we ask for a reasonable amount of money? Because maybe somebody in this cube might be willing to self-sacrifice if they could guarantee themselves some cash. This was the rule. Anything you can get anything you ask for. I mean, people asked for a horse. People had a hot tub, tattoo artist, literally whatever you want. But the rule is whatever they give you in that cube stays in that cube. Whether you get eliminated or go back into the competition, you are not taking it. So even if you ask for $1 million, they will literally bring you $1 million, but you can't take it out of the cube. So that's why no one really messed around with money, because it's like, what is the point of asking for $1 million and then ending up not taking it anyway? So, and then the other one was the tower game in...
Tattoo artist would definitely be probably one of the top ones then, because you could definitely get something that's permanent. They can't take that away from you if they tattoo your arm. Like, that's just something you get forever. And if you get like a really intricate tattoo, sometimes you're talking like $1,000, bro. I got a my armband was like $300, dude. Which is obviously, it's not like an unreasonable price for tattoos. You got to kind of like save up for it because, I mean, it's expensive, but like you could get anything you want, which would be awesome.
In challenge 1, where you actually had the colorful blocks, you built a tower. The thing about that was they didn't explain the full rules. I said this in my other video, but just to kind of give a quick recap, one of the things they never brought up, when you see all those colorful boxes on the side of our towers, there's a red one. The red one actually contained a red dodgeball. The rule was, once the towers are completely built, Jimmy's going to give the signal. Everyone's going to grab a red dodgeball out and throw it at someone else's tower. Now, this would have been a serious problem and a serious consideration. They never even explained that part about on TV because we didn't get to it. But it's like the reason that a lot of people were building strategically on a corner or like in the middle or however they were doing it was based on the knowledge of who do I know around me and who might try to sabotage me and actually throw a red dodgeball at my tower to get me out of this game. So that's why, like, in these competitions, you guys at home might be thinking, well, why'd they do that? That's so dumb. I would have just done this instead. Well, here's the thing. There is another 50% of the rules you guys at home didn't even listen.
Well, it just didn't get to it because obviously they had enough people fall down, which makes sense to me. Like, why would you throw dodgeballs when you already are eliminating enough people? Why would you make that an extra thing? You don't want too little people. You want to start with 1,000, right? Or wait, that was the second one, so that was less than 1,000. You don't want like too little people though still to take to the island, because if you have everything set up, so it makes sense why they didn't explain things. But also, maybe they should have revealed that rule later on. Maybe it would have been more interesting for the contestants to maybe not know that rule unless it needed to come into effect. But also, hindsight's 2020.
To. So we are having to pre-plan for something that may or may not come up in another subsection of rules that they're not telling you. And that's why a lot of the stuff appears kind of weird or stupid that we were doing on TV. And that's only because, like I said, we knew all the rules and you guys didn't. Coming in at number 4, conspiracy theories and rumors. Now, if you guys thought that the internet controversy from Beast Games was crazy, how do you think it all started? When we were on set, before we even played the first game in episode 0 in the hotels, there was wild rumors. Everybody swore, we know what's going to happen in the first game. Everybody has to do this. It's going to be a big game of hide and seek, or it's going to be capture the flag, or
is he going to establish talking about the Uber driver situations where apparently people didn't get money to Uber to the game after their flight, or Uber to their hotel after the flight? Or are we going to brush over that? I understand this guy seems to be not wanting to make Mr. Beast mad. He seems to be putting everything in a very, like, don't burn any bridges way, which makes sense to me, bro. If you've been on, like, Mr. Beast game sets, you probably have more connections now to where you wouldn't want to burn those bridges. But I'm just curious. Is it a thing? Also, got to apply chapstick. Got to look at the camera real quick. Okay, back to it. But I've heard a bunch of like drama about that, and I'm kind of curious if that's a real thing or not.
Or we're going to have to tackle each other and, you know, fight for a banana or whatever, you know, just like making up random stuff. And people are like, I know for a fact my friend works on the Beast Games team and he actually told me. Like, people were just making up the most wild things ever just to like throw people off.
That guy kind of looks like Stephen Baldwin or Alec Baldwin. Sorry, wrong one.
Off the game. There's not a lot of context or backstory, and they didn't show a lot of what was being said while we were on set during the episodes and in between the games. So you guys at home are like, whoa, what is going on and why is it so chaotic and crazy? But us contestants know there was a lot of crazy things happening, but conspiracy theories and rumors was absolutely at the forefront of all of them. It was a major play and a major theme that happened throughout the entirety of every single episode I was on. Coming in at number 3, we had a giant nightclub dance party in Beast City. Now, I told you guys already we weren't allowed to have our phones. There was no TVs. Obviously, that means no shows, no movies. We didn't even have a radio. And one thing a lot of us were saying, because they had like a questionnaire box, was we would love a little bit of music. I think music would have really livened it up a little bit. A lot of us were stressed out. And if you look at a lot of the contestant images and videos, a lot of us weren't even smiling. We were just really stressed, fighting for our lives in there. And the Beast team knew we needed a break. So they gave...
A lot of us weren't smiling. Shows a video of a bunch of people smiling before the gate. That's just bad. It's just funny B-roll. It happens.
Give everybody a day off. They brought in a giant DJ speaker and they just started playing like Usher and like T-Pain and all these like club anthems, and everybody just let loose, blew off some steam. There was people break dancing and just getting down all over the place. It was actually a really cool night in BC.
Getting down all over the place is just funny to me. I just wanted to pause to laugh. I wasn't paying attention, so I had to pause.
City. That is a memory I'll never forget. And they filmed the whole thing. I'm really shocked that they didn't put that in the show. Coming in at number 2, Jimmy, Carl, Chandler, Nolan, Tariq, and the Beast team. They would actually come in when they were off the clock after hours. They may have been working for like 14 to 16 hours straight, but that didn't stop them from trying to get to know the contestants, which I thought was super cool. Like Carl and I, we used to talk about video games a lot, and baseball. I think he said he was from the Bronx and he's a Yankees fan. I happen to be a Mets fan, and we used to argue about that, and I had a lot of fun doing that. But regardless, Jimmy would like bring an...
Is Carl actually from the Bronx? That's actually insane. Where's Carl from? It says he's from North Carolina. He's from the Bronx. There's no way. Does Carl have a disability? He's autistic? I didn't even know that, bro. That's pretty cool. And he's colorblind. That's also pretty... These are random. What is protanopia? Oh, it's just a type of colorblindness. Never mind. Yeah, I guess he's just from North Carolina. Yeah, North Carolina. He's not from the Bronx. What? Weird.
iPad on set, and he'd show me cool clips of me from the show that didn't actually end up making it in the show, but like it was just a cool experience. And like he actually found out that I had a tech YouTube channel, so he brought the camera operator over and they were like showing me all the tech and the gear, and it was really awesome. Like they would eat dinner with us, we would play like camp games like Never Have I Ever, or just like funny stuff like that. So it was a really awesome experience. Nonetheless, none of that is going to be in the TV show, but I definitely appreciated their efforts and the fact that they were just willing to do that. Now, coming in at number 1, the $5 million pyramid that you see on the set of every episode is actually real cash. Now, this is a question I have got asked more than everything. Was it real money? Yes, it was real money. The explanation is this: it was $5 million in $1 bills. They had a whole security team around it all the time, even overnight. And then all the crumpled up bills on top, those were fake. But there...
That's what it was then. Okay, that makes way more sense. So the crumpled up ones were fake. And that's what people... So I saw a clip of somebody that was a contestant saying that people would try to steal bills. And Mr. Beast called him out and was like, yo, it's fake. It's the crumpled up bills. That's what's fake. What's up, Cheese, by the way? A Money Lion ad during this is crazy, bro. We should block Money Lion as an ad partnership for Twitch. Just kidding. But anyways, that makes sense, though. That makes a lot more sense. I understand it now.
Was actually $5 million $1 bills in the pile of every single episode. We went up and actually verified the cash for ourselves. The guards let us see it, and it was actually really cool. And actually a bonus one that I didn't tell you or didn't include in the list: in episode 0, when it was all said and done, 1,000 contestants were so excited that they made it to the show, they stormed the $5 million pyramid cash pile. Security couldn't stop everyone and started throwing all the money in the air. Even Jimmy started throwing it in the air and everything. It was a really fun time. It got out of control, to be real. Like, it really shouldn't have happened, but it did, and it was...
That actually sounds pretty fun. The Mr. Beast games is just everything Squid Games was criticizing. Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I need to go through and watch Squid Game 1 and 2, like the seasons. Do you think it's worth it to watch it after season 2 came out? What's the season 2 like reviews?
Fun while it lasted. Someone actually picked up a brick of $1 bills, like 1,000 of them, and just pelted me right in the face with it. I don't know who that was, but you know what? I'm gonna find you, man. I'm gonna find you. Anyway, guys, that ends...
That's a threat. That was a threat online. Season 2 was good? Okay, I'll watch it.
This video. If you guys liked it, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and until I see you on next week's video, go check out one of these...
Not gonna watch it in... Should I watch it in dub just for it to be funny? Wait, hold up. AIM Season 2 reviews. Player 120 is goated. W. Season 2 review. Don't want spoilers. Yeah, this is probably not spoiler free. Let's go Rotten Tomatoes. I don't really trust Rotten Tomatoes on most things, but okay. So the critics loved it. Don't really care about the critics. Let's look at the ratings. I want to sort by critical ratings too. Not top critics, all audience. What the? But I want to look at critical rate. Yeah, like I can read that. Why did it show me that as one of the top ones? I can't even read it. Okay, so this one says I'm looking at critical because I feel like you can judge critical better than you can judge the higher ones. I don't really care about 5-star ones. I care about the other ones. But anyways, when I watched the first season of Squid Game, I had strange feelings when the main character's father died. I felt a lot of pity for him. But in the second season, I didn't feel anything. They didn't like the idea of the main character. The series is exact replica of the first season with different faces. Kind of feels like only half a season, but that doesn't mean it is bad. I just have to wait 6 months. Okay. Terrible show. Well, okay, somebody died, and I just spoiled that. As always, Netflix is only interested in making money. They released an incomplete season, so people are forced to subscribe a second time. Not mad about that. I'm gonna be fully honest with you. Netflix is a dying business model. Unless people subscribe, their entire situation will end. They need funding for shows. If they split it up into two, suck it up, dude. You're just gonna have to pay for it twice. I know that sucks to hear that companies want money, but companies want money. Don't know what to tell you. Anyways, though, I'll watch it. It doesn't seem bad. This person said they're not gonna watch the first season for comparison. It has more. The new season has more emphasis on interpersonal relationships. That's cool. Provides familiar pleasures with and devious new twists. A little long at 7 episodes. The 2 episodes shorter than the last series. How is it long at 7 episodes? I'm gonna be so honest with you guys right now. 7 episodes is not long. I expect 24 episodes in a season for any normal TV show. Netflix does 8. That's insane, bro. Every time I cut away from the games to like this boat situation, it was a bore. Wow. I also don't like that the season has no resolution because it's a 2-parter. Undeniably made in terms of craft, sharply directed. The games are different. The people that are frequently crueler. This is not bad. This doesn't seem bad. It's not really a spoiler, but 2 of the players were a mother and son. So the season does focus on the relationship of the players more than the games. That's good. This person didn't like it. New episodes are still well crafted in many ways, even if they are succumb to a streaming bloat, which essentially functioning as half a season. But they never argue forcefully enough for their need to exist. Makes sense. So it seems like a lot of people think that there's just a lot of filler. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing. I'll watch it. We'll see.